Okay, next we're going to factor out the GCF. So we're going to figure out the GCF, and then we're going to unmultiply. We're going to factor. All right, let's try it. Look, and we're going to start with exactly the same problem that we finished our last round with. Okay, so look, we already know the GCF is 3n. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the GCF right here. Okay, and I'm going to open my parentheses. All right, this is the GCF. Now, what I want to do is find out what I would put in here to make this. I want to unmultiply. So I want to know 3n times what would multiply to 6n to the third. Okay, and then I'm going to do 3n times what would get me negative 9n squared. And then I'm going to do 3n times what would get me 18n. All right, so let's do it. We're going to do it piece by piece. So let's start with red. Let's do numbers first. 3 times what is 6? Oh, 3 times 2 is 6. Now, here I'm doing 3 times n. But I want this to be, look, 6n to the third is this. It's 3 times 2 times n times n times n. Now look, the 3 is already here, and the n is already here. So I need to multiply by the 2 and the n's. There's 2 more n's, right? So now look, 3 times 2, 6, n times n times n to the third. Perfect, nailed it. Okay, let's look at the next one. It needs to multiply to negative 9. Now first, a positive times a negative is going to be negative. 3 times what is 9? Oh, 3 times 3 is 9. And then again, let's talk about the n's, right? So this 9 is 3 times 3, and it's 9n squared times n. Now look, there's already a 3 here and an n here, but I need to multiply by another 3 to make it 9, and by another n to make it n squared. So let's check. 3 times 3, look, 3 times negative 3, 9, n times n squared, perfect. Okay, 3n times what is 18? So let's see. Let's do numbers first. So I notice it's positive, so we're going to put plus. 3 times what is 18? Oh, 3 times 6 is 18. And then this is 3n times 6, so that's going to be 18n. Well, look, that's what I already had. I don't need to put another n here, because when I multiply 3n times 6, that'll be 18n. Okay, so this is what this looks like. Let's do another example. Look, here's a shorter one. And sometimes the shorter ones, yeah, they're shorter, but they can just feel a little tricky sometimes. So let's start with this step, right, where I need to figure out what's the GCF. Okay, so I notice 3 is my smallest number here. So let's start with the 3. What are the factors of 3? Oh, just 1 and 3, right? Those are my factors of 3. Does 3 multiply to 6? Yes, it does. Okay, so my GCF is 3. And what about an A? Oh no, this one doesn't have an A. So A is not a shared factor. So my GCF is just 3. So I'm going to put my GCF right here, open my parentheses. Okay, now same process. 3 times what is 6a? And 3 times what is negative 3? Okay, so 3 times what is 6? Oh, 3 times 2 is 6. But this is 3 times 2 is 6, but I want it to be 6a. So I need to have the a here. 3 times 2a is 6a. And 3 times what is negative 3? Well, I need it to be negative, so a positive times a negative is negative. And 3 times what is 3? 3 times 1 is 3, right? So this is, and I can just like multiply to check. Look, let's just cover this and see what I get. 3 times 2a, okay, that's 6a. And 3 times negative 1, that's negative 3. Oh, look, perfect, nailed it. Okay, you can kind of do that to check. Let's do one more example, and then I'll let you get to it. Okay, here we go. Let's find the GCF first. So my numbers are 12, 8, and 20. Let's start with the smallest one. The factors of 8 are 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. Okay, does 8 multiply to 12? Nope. Does 4 multiply to 12? Oh yeah, it does. Does 4 multiply to 20? Sure does. Okay, so there we go. So GCF is 4. And then let's talk about the x's. Here I have 4 x's. Here I have 3 x's, and here I have 2 x's. So I have 2 x's, 2 x's, 2 x's. That is the amount of x's that's shared. So my GCF is 4x squared. And now, let's get to it, step by step. 4x squared times what is 12x to the 4th, right? 4x squared times what is negative 8x to the 3rd. And 4x squared times what is 20x to the second. Here we go. 4 times 3 is 12. Now look, I'm already multiplying. This is 4 x's, right? There's 4 x's right here. I'm already multiplying these two that I factored out, but I need 2 more. So look, 4 times 3, 12. X times x times x times x, x to the 4th. Okay, next term. It's negative, so positive times negative is negative. 4 times what is 8? 4 times 2 is 8. This is x times x, that's 2 x's. I need there to be 3 x's, so I need 1 more. And then the last term, 4 times what is 20? 4 times 5, look, it's positive. 4 times 5 is 20. And then x times x, oh, that's all I need. I only need 2 x's. I already am multiplying by 2 x's, and I'm done. Okay, and again, if you want, you can multiply and make sure that you get back this exact polynomial.